This is the one we're looking at this morning, that we want to be, what we're saying, a value of being an empowering church. Listen to this. This is what it says about this, because what's an empowering church? It says this, and I feel like there should be dramatic music as I read this out, because it kind of needs to really be pumped up. We are not only human beings, we are human becomings. We will be positive, life change focused. We will encourage and help each other to take responsibility for our personal growth and the breathtaking God-given potential for change that is in all of us. Now, I think that deserves a round of applause. Yay, yay. Yeah, come on, that's what we're going to be. That's what we are as church. But even with those words, that bunch of words that I read out, you say, okay, yeah, think I'm in the area, think I'm in the territory, think I'm beginning to get it a little bit. But what is it really about to be an empowering church? So, let's start with a little bit of Bible. And as I say, I'm going to try and keep this tight, and we've got a little bit of a thing that will help to illustrate it as well, involving the humiliation of James. What's there not to like? Okay, that's coming up, so stick with it. So here's the little Bible bit. So I think this little bit of Bible, if you want to look it up, it comes from the letter of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 10. And I think this also helps us to understand about what empowering, being empowered within a church is really all about. So this is what it says. In fact, let's do a little bit of interaction. Why don't we all read it together rather than me just read it? So, for we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. So, obviously, you know me, we could spend a good old slice of time picking at the corners of this particular thing and looking at the words and exactly what they mean. You could make a whole talk series, I've decided, out of this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to try and pick out some ideas. I think in relation to this idea that we're looking at this morning, every human being has high value. There's no low-value human beings. Every single person in this room, every single person who might watch this later, has high value. And we're made in the image of God. If you look at the beginning of the Bible and look at how things came into being, one of the things that's remarkable, it says that we human beings are all made in the very image of God. Each human being, along with that, has a gift, has a contribution, has a special thing that God has given, a unique reason to be here, that we are God prepared to share that genius of ours that God has created in us with the rest of the world. And so, my friends, each one of you is a total one-off. Turn to someone and say, you are a total one-off. There you go. Okay. That you're a total one-off. It doesn't take that long. Of course, it could be taken in a number of different ways, but I'm thinking positive here this morning. So, that's the background to who we are. That's who God has created us. But here's the thing. There's a problem with us human beings. A really big problem that really is a difficulty, which is why we really want to get to this idea of empowered people. So, at this point, James, if you could join me up here, thank you very much. Please note these lovely white trainers that he is wearing. Lovely, clean, beautiful white trainers. So, if you'd just like to take a seat here. And let me start this. Actually, I think you probably need to put the Wellingtons on. Yeah, probably a good idea. While he's doing that, let me keep going here. So, now this isn't a trick question, okay? What's this? Fiver. It's a fiver. It's a 5 £5 note. Again, no trick question. What's it worth? £5. It's kind of tidy that it says £5 and it's worth £5. That's kind of neat. That's very, very clear. What is the purpose of this £5 note? Let's get hands in the air for this next one. What's the purpose of a £5 note?
There's a secret.
Yes.
Secrets on these notes.
Sometimes you regret doing audience participation. Yeah, no, I can't let you have it at the moment.
You see,
Yeah.
you can't print this. And
No, that's right.
Face to the window and see.
Exactly.
See those dots all out?
Yes.
See all those dots?
See all those dogs?
It's a pattern that makes it not printable.
That's right. Well done. A round of applause. Nothing to do with it, but you're right. So all you kids out there think, actually, let's print up a few fivers. They couldn't do that, could they? No. Right. Anyway, where was I? I can't remember now. I was asking a question. What's this for? Buy stuff. Like what? £5, remember? I mean, to be honest, it doesn't buy quite what it used to. Sorry? Okay, good, right, okay. All right, okay, I'm going over this side. Anyone, any ideas of what you could buy with a fiver these days? Cup of coffee, yes. Cup of coffee, that's a good thing to spend a fiver on. Anything else? Chocolate. A pint of beer. Ooh, can you? £5? Depends which pub, I would say. It depends which pub. Okay, so you could buy bread, you could buy a box of cereal, you could buy all sorts of stuff. But the purpose of this thing here, which we call a £5 note, is that it can buy things. We can buy things with it. Whew. Keep going. Right, okay, so let's put this £5 note that's worth £5 and you can buy stuff with it. And, oh dear. Right, James, if you could just jump in there now. So James is going to jump in this box, and he's going to do a little bit of trampling. Shout, trample, James! Trample, trample, trample. Hang on a minute. I've just thought of this. Trample, trample, trample. A bit more. Trample, James. Trample, trample, trample.
So you're picking it out there, aren't you?
Well, that's the next bit. Oh, right, okay. Big round of applause for James, because really, I did have in mind to ruin his clothes and his trainers and so on, but Chloe is sitting right here. And we all know how these things work. Anyway, okay, so, just bear with. Okay, so, okay, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay, all right. So, what's this? How much is it worth? Really? What, even with all that, it's still worth £5? So what can you, all right, can you buy, what's the purpose? Buying stuff like what? Beer, chocolate, coffee. Sorry? Footballs. Okay, anyway. But the problem is, right, here we go. I'm shooting towards the punchline now, okay? You'll all be very glad to know. That's something, isn't it? But, I mean, look at the state of it. And actually what this fiver needs is that maybe, go with me here, it doesn't really feel like it's worth £5 anymore. Maybe it doesn't feel like that. And it's a bit like us as well. So it's the same in a way for us as well. So like the fiver, we maybe feel too dirty, too trampled in by some big lummox. That very often the problem with us human beings is that although we have great worth, well, £5, well, a bit more than £5, although we have great worth, although we're created in the very image of God, although God created us for good works, we can't really feel like that's us anymore. Is anyone kind of feeling this thing that I'm trying to say? We feel like we've been trampled and dirtied up, maybe dragged into some things that we've regretted now, and as a result, we may be worth something, but we don't feel it. So, that's the situation. So, what this £5 needs, and indeed I think what we need, is something like this. Fortunately, it's a real one and it hasn't dissolved. That's what we need, isn't it? That's what we need. We need a nice wash.